Yo, this is your boy Any Plays, back out here again. Originally, in my previous content, I said, we're gonna do one episode a week. Nah, I changed it. I'm gonna aim for two. And show some extra love, spread some love, to all the people out there, all the people trying to reinvent themselves and not follow the status quo. But check it, man. As you guys know, as a grown-ass adult, this ain't my full-time job. As you guys may or not know, actually, this ain't my full-time job. Shit. A brother gotta work. A brother gotta work for a living. So, yeah, man, I work in the big city, the big old city. I'm not gonna tell you which one, but yeah, I work in the big old city, man. And I've just recently moved to a different job, and I've also left the previous relationship not too long ago, roughly about a month ago, just over a month ago. And so as you know, this is a transition period for me. Transition periods often call for reinvention, changing your ways, evolving and becoming. And one of the things I realized is that, see, in this life here, you get what you put in it. This life is interesting, man. I'm starting to really understand. I'm starting to really, understand that everything that's been taught to us by society isn't necessarily true or isn't correct. And one hardship that I've learned in my 20s is that just because you do things the right way doesn't necessarily guarantee you promising successes. And this is one hard pill to swallow for those who've been brought up and made to believe that, if you keep doing, if you go to school, or if you do this or you do that, get to where you want to do. Now, don't get me twisted. It's good to go to school, get an education, do this, do that. But that's for me personally, I just know this. I'm not built or cut out for the whole working a 9 to 5 for my entire life, or for at least the majority of my years, for 40 years. It's just not. I'm not saying you have to be a mogul. I'm not trying to be a mogul. And that's another topic for another day. Everyone's trying to be a mogul. That's why things suck. But I'm not trying to be a mogul. If anything, I crave simplicity. I'm not sure if anyone can relate to this, but for me personally, whenever I'm in big city or big metropolis, man, pronunciation's fucked. The concrete jungle. Yeah, let's put it like that. Whenever I'm in the concrete jungle, I feel so drained these days. Maybe because I'm getting old, and I'm not getting old, but maybe because I'm maturing. Right. In my previous life before this YouTube channel, I used to be out. Out and about on a weekend, man. Every day me and the boys will come together and hit up the club, or just go into central London or some shit. Oh yeah, well, there you go. I work in central London, but going into central London and all that other stuff. So like that was every weekend. The fear of missing out, living day to day, doing this, and it's good. It's good for to do that while you're young, but there's a balance, and moderation is key. And I'm glad I kept that line, but I digress. It's good to have those experiences while you're young, but I must say, having those experiences whilst I was young taught me that it just ain't for me. Or at least, yeah, it just really ain't for me. Like, I guess in this reinvention journey, what I'm starting to realize is that a 9 to 5 and being in the city and being in the concrete jungle just isn't for me. Like, I'm someone that craves simplicity, hot weather, dank of the dankest flower. And and some and some good company. Not in any other specific term, but some good company. But for the most part, nice weather and simplicity. I don't mind work. But the system that I live in, or the system that I've been brought up in, aka the work 9 to 5 for 5 days a week, just ain't for me. And more time, it's been proven that you don't even need a 9 to 5 to work. Like, you don't need to work 9 to 5. It's so pointless. Like, the 9 to 5 system was invented by Henry Ford as a efficient way of maximizing the amount of output a company can get from its employers. The 9 to 5 is literally just a fucking. It makes no sense as to why you need to do a 9 to 5. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't need to be sat at my desk for over 7 hours just doing the same shit over and over and over again. I guarantee you productivity increases. Like if you just work accordingly to your fucking, like, to how you work. Like, I'm pretty sure. Don't get it twisted. There's probably some other people, or there's probably other people, that do require to work an extended period of hours. But, like, in the main scheme of things, like, the 9 to 5 is so pointless. I'm not saying everyone should. I'm not saying everyone should be an entrepreneur, because entrepreneurship just ain't for everybody. But I'm saying, like, for me personally, I'm not trying to be doing this shit for like 30 odd years, man. I'm not trying to be doing that shit, man. You're telling me I only get a month taken out of my motherfucking life, where I have to take permission to take time off. Come on, man. That's ridiculous. But at the same time, the system works, man. I understand why they do what they do. The system works at the end of the day. This world wouldn't be where we are today if it wasn't for, like, the average 9 to 5 or the Industrial Revolution, for that matter. But this is just my Titbit Talk, by the way. This isn't really anything in particular with my 4 pillars. You know how it is. Emotional stability, spiritual connection, financial literacy, and fucking physical dexterity. Those are my 4 pillars. But right now, I'm just taking a slight. I say Wednesday's episodes are a bit more relaxed. They're a bit more relaxed, a bit more, not relaxed, but a bit more free flowing. It's more of a midweek observation of it's more of my perception of reality, and a midweek analysis of my observation about how I feel embarking on this journey of reinventing myself, of becoming a different person, and therefore living a different life. I assure you, my friends, this isn't going to be your go-to self-improvement Hamza style channel. It's going to be a down-to-earth, chill channel where people, the average Joe, because I'm the average Joe, the average Joe can just come here and just get along with some bros, man. But at the same time, also strive for a better life. Don't worry about that, man. But yeah, that's just my observation for this week, or for at least this midweek. I understand, for those people who are in my for those 9 to 5ers, I know it's Christmas period. You got the Christmas parties popping up. Personally, I ain't going to that shit. I'm not going to that shit, but I joined this week, and they asked me, "Oh, Christmas parties on Thursday." And I was like, in the back of my mind, I was like, I'm not going, bro. I would wholeheartedly skip the Christmas party and fucking lift weights in an empty gym, and that's what I'm gonna do. I told them motherfuckers I got shit to do with my family. Family. I didn't. Nah, man. And they understood, of course, but, like, yeah, man. Back to one of my points. If you want life is what you put in. If you want above average results, you gotta have above average inputs. So I'm gonna take a step back, take this time for myself as we close this year, and double down on myself. And that's what you should be doing. I hope that's what you want to do, because if you're on this channel, it's likely that you want to do anyway. Anyway, guys, appreciate you guys tuning in. I'll be back later this week with another Reinvention series. Take care, peace, be safe, and stay dangerous.